Hello everyone, this is Lena Carnes, and today we're going to be talking about the concept of personalized learning. So personalized learning is basically the idea that it's basically an educational approach that aims to customize learning for each student's own strengths based on their needs, their skills, and their interests. So there's many differences between the traditional educational approach and this new personalized learning approach. So here's a short video to kind of describe more in depth what this approach entails.
What do you picture when you hear the word school? Is it this? Each day, teachers work to instruct classrooms filled with students, each with their own interests, academic level, and way they learn. Imagine trying to teach a class of 30 students how to add fractions. By the end of the lesson, half the class might get it, half might not. So what should happen the next day? The teacher can reteach the lesson, leaving those who got it bored, restless, or disruptive. Or the teacher can teach a new lesson, letting the kids who didn't get it fall further and further behind, until they are discouraged or frustrated. We need alternative methods. We need to give students a more individualized curriculum and ensure that students get what they need, when they need it, how they need it. If we're serious about trying to meet the needs of every child, we need to view traditional teacher-led class instruction as just one way kids learned. There are other options. Students can also learn in small groups from each other, or with videos, games, or practice problems on their laptop, or with online instructors, or even by themselves with books, activities, or software. These are just a few ways students can receive instruction. We call them modalities. By joining different modalities into one learning environment, where students, teachers, and resources from multiple classrooms can be combined into one open space, we move from a model that looks like this to a model that looks more like this, where students get instruction at their own academic level in the format most likely to be successful for them. For example, this teacher is helping a group with triangles, while this student is working on algebra with his online tutor. This is just one model New Classrooms is developing to reimagine the classroom to meet the needs of every student.
So as you can see in this video, there are many changes taking place, and especially focused on personalized learning. We're going to go into a couple more examples of what exactly it is. So first of all, we can focus on the idea of goal setting as part of a student reflection component. So teachers can either do this online through the use of Google Forms to get more instant feedback from their students about their own personal goals and basically where they're standing in relating to achieving those goals. And this can also provide a great environment for student-teacher interaction. Just the more personal interaction that we can get between student and teachers is going to enhance student ability to reflect upon the things that they're doing well and the areas where they can improve. Next, we can also look and see that personalized learning will a basic objective and example of a way that classrooms can move towards this is just by a more flexible seating arrangement. So instead of having the traditional rows and grouping and U-shaped classrooms, we could see, as in the video that we just watched, the chairs and tables all spread out around the room so that students can group up and work in different groups together. Also, the use of personalized learning will allow for a much more flexible schedule, whereas the traditional schedule is very blocked off in certain segments for certain topics. When students are working in a more personalized manner, they'll be able to work at their own pace, which allows for a lot more flexibility in the master schedule. And students will also be learning how to use digital tools in purposeful ways throughout their personal learning experience. And this really will allow students to demonstrate their ability to both collect and analyze data. Another tool that will be implemented through personalized learning and that we can see personalized learning really at work is the use of these personal playlists. So as you can see here, there's many different modules that students can work through, and they work through them at their own pace. So instead of having a teacher stand up in front of the classroom, present all of the information, and then give a couple examples, and then wait around while a couple students finish up, students can work at their own pace through these modules and then just advance to the next one when they finish. So this will enhance students' ability to work at their own pace, figure out what strategies work best for them, and then overall just enhance their learning experience. And then finally, involving students in the grading conversation. So this really will also enhance the just student-teacher interactions that are taking place. And by involving students in these grading conversations, students can come prepared with formal arguments with the professors, and just talking through those things together will hopefully give students a better overall experience and allow the student and professor to be on the same page. A couple quotes that I found that really sum up this idea of personalized learning pretty well are the first one being, personalized learning technology helps students achieve their full potential in the classroom and enables teachers to do what they do best, which is teach. So this idea is basically, while students are moving to a more personalized learning manner, the professor and the teachers don't have to do as much work on the front end, so that they can be more interactive with the students on a case-by-case basis. Also, another quote that pretty much sums up the whole idea of the purpose of personalized learning is, one pace does not fit all, and that's okay. So just again, realizing that students don't learn the same, and we don't need to be just prescribing one formula that will fit every student, as students are very unique in their needs and their skills and their interests. So moving down, just as far as the educational implications of this, the ITSE standards, the one specific standard that personalized learning is just a home run for is the facilitator standard. Personalized learning pretty much hits all four of these categories in fostering a culture for students to take ownership. They're really working at their own pace, working through their own questions at their own time. They're also learning to just use the technology in different platforms, and so using different technologies to perform different tasks. Also, just the learning opportunities that are presented to them in these digitalized, even with the personalized playlist types of opportunities that students will be able to participate in. And then finally, just being able to have more of that creativity just as they're working at their own pace through their own problems, just being able to really allow their own interests and abilities to shine through. Also, just educational implications just in the classroom setting. By the use of a more personal learning experience, students are going to be more engaged because they're really interacting and focusing on the things that they are most interested in. And like we talked about earlier with the quote of allowing teachers to be teachers, it really just allows them to be the guides that shape the educational experience, and then it doesn't put all of the workload on them, whereas they're not presenting or preparing all of these lesson plans and doing all of this work to try to converge all of the different needs of a classroom, but they're more hands-on with the students on a case-by-case basis, just really helping the students nail down the areas that they're really struggling with. And then moving on to just societal effects and just effects on the culture. With a lot of these personalized learning examples, there's just a lot more social interaction between student and teacher. And so the Center on Innovations in Learning put out this great quote, and it says, interactions with teachers and peers sharpen a student's thinking, elicit new interest, and provide insights to the nuances of human behavior. So as students get more of this personal interaction, they will be better equipped when they get out into society and culture and just interacting with different people and being able to speak up for themselves. I've seen personalized learning even in accounting, my major. We had a group from PwC come in, one of the big four accounting firms, and they were just talking to us about some of their new employee training and orientation software that allows new employees to come in and work through a mock audit. And they are able to click through different modules and work through an actual mock audit step by step following the audit plan. And then if there's areas that they mess up or areas that they miss, they can really nail down on those and figure out the parts that they're unsure of. So instead of having someone sit through an 8-hour big lecture where somebody else works through the audit and they just get to visually watch them, new employees now can actually work on their own at their own pace on their own time through a mock audit to better understand what they're doing. So that's a really cool example of just a way that I see myself in the future being able to use this personalized learning experience as I begin work in the accounting industry. So all in all, personalized learning obviously is a great tool for professors, and a lot of the educational world is moving this way. And so basically just this idea of a more customized learning experience for students. Hopefully you've gained a little bit of knowledge today, and thank you for watching.